Topic is plant kingdom. Yesterday we discussed about the kingdom Monera and crystal and partially fungi. Fungi is actually due to time factor, it is partially completed. Now today, plant kingdom. According to Whitaker, 5 kingdom classification. Multicellular autotrophic eukaryotes and belongs to the plant kingdom. That means any organism we want includes in this kingdom, which is included in this kingdom, that must be multicellular, eukaryotic and autotrophic. That is the main qualification of this kingdom. Okay. Now, you know, this plant kingdom is again having 5 divisions. In animal, it is called as phyla. In plant, it is called as division. Algae, bryophytes, pteridophytes, gymnosperms, right. Now, many classifications is also there before we take in this kingdom. Now, right. Earliest classification. The many scientists are proposing, we can't say anything, based on morphological features. But artificial system of classification which is proposed in Linnaeus belongs to only angiosperms. Angiosperm classification. Angiosperms is classified into 5 divisions. But before this, many scientists is also there attempting classification on angiosperm. Now come to the Linnaeus artificial classification of total living world are only angiosperm, only flowering plants, based on vegetative characters and sexual characters of angiosperm. Right? Based on vegetative and sexual characters of angiosperm. Right? In this artificial classification, equal weightage is given for vegetative characters and sexual characters. But it is not accepted. So they separate means here they means all scientists who are belongs to the earliest classification or artificial classification, they separate the close related organisms. They are separated close related organisms. Suppose I can give you one example. Yes. Now, what is this earliest classification based on morphology? Fish and lotus. Fish is animal, lotus is a plant which are lives in water. They thought they are based on habitat, based on morphology. Right? The fish is animal, lotus is the plant. But what is the habitat? Water. Due to this, the fish and lotus belongs to the same group. Right. Now, suppose bird and bat. Bird is a aves, bat is a mermaid. But they based on morphological features. They have the wings. Due to this, they both are kept in one group. Right. The rat and bat, they are having 4 heart. That is the body is covered by the hair and the heart is 4 chamber. Due to this, they are belongs to the mammals. But they may be close in mammalian features, but they are separated. They means here is not animal. The taxonomist who are belongs to the earliest classification, artificial classification. Now come to the natural classification is based on some external and internal morphology. external and internal morphology, which is proposed by Bentham and Hooker based on natural affinities of individuals. Now, the next one, phylogenetic classification, which is proposed by phylogeny. Evolutionary history is called as phylogeny, which is proposed by Engler and Prantl. They propose the phylogenetic classification based on evolutionary history. Right. Now, suppose rat, cat, suppose now just gorilla, monkey, gibbon, man. This belongs to the same order of primates because they have a common ancestry. Ancestry means it belongs to evolution. So the next one, numerical taxonomy, cytotaxonomy, chemotaxonomy. This is a modern classification systems. Numerical taxonomy. Right. The numerical taxonomy based on characters, number of characters, numerical. So it is established based on, it means this which system, numerical taxonomy. It is established based on numerical degree of relationship. Suppose now X, Y, Z. We don't know name of organism. Suppose X, Y, Z, A, B. So five animals, 5 organisms in there. Among these 5 organisms, X, Y shows relationship, there's close relationship in 50 characters, 50 numerical. Hence, this belongs to the one taxon. As this shows the Z and A is the organism which shows the relationship in 20 characters. That means they are making classification based on numerical degree of relationship. This is the major base for the numerical taxon. The name indicates numerical based on the number of characters. Right now, cytotaxon. Cyto means cytology. Now it is based on structure, number, behavior of chromosomes. You and myself is belongs to the same species, because in your body 23 pairs of chromosome, I am also 23 pairs of chromosome. The chromosome belongs to the cell structure. A group of organisms which are similar in number of chromosomes is nothing. Is example of cytotoxin. The next one, chemotaxin. Chemo means chemical. Biomolecules, proteins, lipids, carbohydrates, nucleic acids. Right. Now the scientist is making the classification based on the relationship of chemicals and biomolecules. This is called as now chemotaxis. This is the different types of classification which are given in our NCERT syllabus. Now once again, artificial classification proposed by Linnaeus, right, is there in the textbook. Now, natural system of classification is proposed by Bentham and Hooker. Phylogenetic classification, Engler and Prantl. Of course, the scientist's name is not given, but phylogenetic classification is there in the NCERT. Now, in addition to this another three, numerical, cytotoxic, chemotoxic. This is about the different types of classification. But the Linnaeus, artificial classification of Linnaeus is applicable to only flowering plants, angiosperms. The earliest classification is a total organism. This earliest classification is not restricted to particular taxa. It is the total organism. Now come to this. Now, what is this plant kingdom? Now, according to R.H. Whittaker, the plant kingdom is further classified into 5 divisions: algae, bryophytes, pteridophytes, gymnosperm, angiosperm. Now, one by one. Algae. This is the simple simple plants of plant kingdom. Simple thallus, the simple autotrophic organism. Thallus means body. The body is not differentiated. Right? If you take the higher plant which belongs to angiosperm, now when you take the plant, root, stem, flower, leaf, the clear differentiation is there. But such differentiation we cannot see in algae. Hence, the plant body of algae is the thallus which is not differentiated as a different parts, like in higher plants. Now, mostly aquatic. Size. Simple microscopic unicellular tube. Simple microscopic unicellular tube. Right. Multicellular. Right. Even though 100 feet calves is also there in the right. The reproduction. The reproduction is generally takes place in 3 methods of reproduction. Alright, 3 methods. Now, vegetative reproduction, asexual reproduction, sexual reproduction. The vegetative reproduction by fragmentation. If algal body which lives in water, in rivers, through water current flowing, the body, algal body is a breakdown into pieces. Each pieces become a new individual. Such type of reproduction is called as fragmentation. The fragmentation is one type of vegetative. Now come to the asexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction by spores. Sexual reproduction is also spores. The sexual reproduction again, isogamous, anisogamous, ogamous. Isogamous with the two gametes are similar, with motile, without motile. Motile means they can show the flagella. They have flagella, non-flagella. Suppose example Spinogyra is an isogamous non-motile. Chlamydomonas is isogamous with motile. Now anisogamous, oogamous. The oogamous, alright. The two gametes, male and female gametes fuse, but the male is a small with flagella, large. Female gamete is a large, non-flagellate and stationary. Such type of fission is called as oogamous. We can see oogamous in volvox and fucus. Now this is about the characters of algae. Now this algae, it is also having economical value. Right. What is the economical importance of algae? Right. Now, the total carbon dioxide which is present on the earth, right, half of the carbon dioxide of earth is absorbed, taken by algae for their photosynthesis. Right? That means the carbon dioxide level is not increasing due to presence of algae. Right. The next one. They are mostly aquatic. Right. Dissolved oxygen. Due to presence of algae in water. Which is undergoes photosynthesis. Due to photosynthesis, they release the oxygen in water. Right. That is 50% of carbon dioxide, 50% of carbon dioxide is absorbed from the atmosphere for their photosynthesis, and also they release the oxygen, they release the dissolved oxygen. That means they release the oxygen in water. That is nothing dissolved oxygen. It is the source for the survival of many aquatic organisms. Now, here means algae. We are discussing algae. Now, these are the primary producers. And they are energy source for all consumers which form the aquatic food chain. Now it is the algae, Porphyra, Laminaria, Sargassum. This is the 3 important marine species which are used as a food for human being. Right. Porifera laminaria sargassum. Used as the food for man. This is the man. Now come to the right. What is this? Algae. Algae. Algae which is extracted from brown algae. Chlorophyce, phaeophyce, rhodophyce. Chloro means green, pheo means brown, rhodo means green. Now what it is? Brown algae. Right. The brown algae, the scientist is extracting. The scientists are extracting some chemical substance from brown algae. Brown algae, some chemical substance is extracted from brown algae is called as algae. Similarly, some chemical substance is extracting from the red algae is called as carrageen. This algin and carrageen is extracted from brown algae and red algae. These are used in commercial purpose and used as a hydrocolloidal substance. Hydrocolloidal substance. Hence, these both are having a commercial value. Right. Now the next one. What it is? Agar. Agar. G square. Gelidium gracilaria. Gelidium gracilaria. This is belongs to red algae. As from this red algae, especially gracilaria, Gelidium. From this, a chemical substance is extracted that is called as agar, which is used in medium for the growth of many microorganisms in vitro conditions, and also it is used in ice cream industries. So this is now come to SCP, single cell proteins, single cell spirulina. Next, what is another one? I forget. Spirulina is having rich protein values. Unicellular algae which containing high proteinous value, right, which are used in space travels, that is single cell protein. Example, spirulina. Some other example is there. Right. Now classification. The classification of algae based on pigmentation, they are classified into 3. Algae is the division. Kingdom is plant kingdom. In the plant kingdom, one division is algae. This algae is further classified into classes. Right. Class. Green algae, brown algae, red algae. Chlorophyce, phaeophyce, rhodophyce. Now come to the chlorophyce. Now, pigmentation, storage, photo, cell wall, flagella. Right. The pigment, be careful. Right. In the textbook, clear table is there. Right. That is enough to understanding the classification of these 3 classes. Now, chlorophyce, common name, green algae. Pigmentation, chlorophyll A, chlorophyll B. Right. Stored food, pyrenoids. Pyrenoid is the name of stored food which is present in chloroplast, and chemical composition is protein and starch. Once again, it is very important. Name is stored food of chlorophyce. Stored food is nothing, pyrenoids. Where it is in the cell, chloroplast. What is the composition? Alright, protein and also starch. Now, cell wall. The cell wall of chlorophyce, outer, pectose, and inner cell. The cell wall of chlorophyce is made with pectose, inner or outer? Outer. Inner cell. Now come to right. Flagella. Asexual reproduction by juice spores. Juice spores. Ju means motile. That motile is having flagella cilia. Flagella. Once again. Alright. Now flagella. Asexual reproduction by juice spore. Juice spore means motile. The motile is having a flagella. That number of flagella may be 2 to 8 equal in length. Example, walrus, urethrates, right? Chara, what is this? Walrus, colonia, urethrates, filamentous, Chara is also filament. But Chara is a dioecious. Right, now come to the right. What is the next one? Phaeophytes. The phaeophytes, common name is called as brown algae. The pigmentation is chlorophyll A and chlorophyll C. In addition to this, right now, carotenoids and xanthophyll. Right, carotenoid, xanthophyll. This is the pigmentation of phaeophytes. Stored food, laminaria, which is also called as mannitol. Right, cellulose, right, cellulose and allergen. Cellulose and allergen. Right, asexual reproduction by juice spores. Juice spores, that means it containing juice spores means the spores which shows the motility due to flagella. The flagella is two unequal, yet later but not apical. How many flagella? Two. Equal or unequal? Equal. Surface, later surface. Now, the most important character in phaeophytes, the plant body of phaeophytes is having three parts. Right. That is a holdblast, which is attached to the soil. The next one side, it is a stalk-like structure. Now, frond, which is a photosynthetic place. That means the plant body of phaeophytes is differentiated as three parts. Right, holdblast, which is attached. The name indicate holdblast, which is attached to the soil or substrate. The next one, some stalk-like is there. The stalk is called as style. The next one is a frond, is a photosynthetic part. That means among these three, which is a photosynthetic part? Frond. Right. The next one. Alright. Example. DEFLS. In the classroom, number of times I given some clue to remember the example. Dictyota, ectocarpus, fucus, laminaria, sarcasm. Dictyota, ectocarpus is a red algae or brown algae. Filamentous, brown algae. Now fucus. Next one, laminaria, sarcasm. Right. Now come to the right. What is the next one? Rhodophytes, which is also called as red algae. Right. The pigmentation is a chlorophyll A and chlorophyll D. In addition to this, yes, phycoerythro. What is that? Carotenoids, xanthophyll, red algae. Now, the pigmentation, chlorophyll A, chlorophyll D. In addition to this, phycoerythrin. But now, I am giving a clue to remember to pigmentation. All classes chlorophyll A is a common. Chlorophyll A is a common, chlorophytes, phaeophytes. B, C, D in serial is there. B, C, D and this means chlorophyll. You keep in your mind these three classes in this order only. When you keep these three orders, these three classes in the same order, next B, C, D, it is become easy to remember. Now come to what is this? Stored food. The stored food in red algae. Yes. Fluoride starch, which is similar with aminopectin and glycogen in structurally. Right. Now, what is this? Cell wall. The cell wall is made with cellulose and pectin. Right. Juice spores are absent. Spores is there. Juice spores is there. That means flagella is absent. Right. Now, the most important thing, right, in the sexual reproduction, complex post-fertilization events. Post-fertilization become complex when compared with these two. Right? Chlorophytes, phaeophytes, rhodophytes. Among these three, post-fertilization is more complex in which class? Rhodophytes. Now come to this. Alright. P square and J square. Gelidium, Gracilarium, Porifera, Polytrichum. This is the examples of rhodophytes. Now this is about the characters and classification of algae. The next one, bryophytes. Bryophytes, right. Mosses and liverworts. Mosses and liverworts are the plants which are enclosed in bryophytes. This is amphibian in plant kingdom. That means they must require water for its sexual reproduction. The adults may be terrestrial. The frog can live it can live on the land. But when they want reproduction, they jump into water. Without water, the frog cannot complete its life cycle. Similarly, right, the life cycle of amphibian cannot complete water. Maybe they may be 90% of the life cycle on the land. But without water, the amphibian, the pteridophyte life cycle is not completed. Hence, it is called as amphibian plants. Now, thallus. The thallus. See, the body of bryophyte is also called as thallus. Algae body is also thallus. But the thallus of bryophytes is more differentiated than the algae. Here, root is there, stem is there, leaf is there, but not true. The roots of bryophytes is never called as a root, rhizoids, because the roots of bryophytes is not two roots. The stem of bryophyte is not true stem. Leaf of bryophyte is not a true leaf, because due to absence of xylem and phloem vascular bundles. Right. Now, once again, right. The body of bryophyte. When you see the bryophyte body, right, some hair-like structures is there. We misleaded this is the roots, but these are not roots. Due to absence of vascular bundle, it is not roots. But what we call rhizoids, unicellular rhizoids, which helps in absorption of water and hold to the sun. Right, next one. Now, what is this zygote? Now, before going to this, what is this algae? Algae, bryophyte, pteridophyte, gymnosperm, angiosperm. This is the 5 classes based on alternation of generation. All 5 divisions shows the alternation of generation. In this alternation of generation, sexual, asexual reproduction which is occur alternately. But the same definition we can say, right? Gametophyte, sporophyte, which is occurring alternately. Gametophyte is a haploid state, sporophyte is a diploid state. Now, algae, haplantic life cycle. That means in the life cycle of algae, the maximum 90% of duration, life cycle duration, maximum is gametophyte. Only zygote is the sporophyte in algae. Hence, the algae is example haplodic. The main plant body of algae is a gametophyte. Only zygote in algae is a sporophyte. So the sporophytic stage in algae is negligible. Just a little time. The remaining total time of life cycle, algae existed as a gametophyte. Hence, it is a haplodic life cycle. Now come to the bryophyte. The life cycle of bryophyte is also containing 2 stages, gametophyte and sporophyte. Now, the gametophyte, the main plant body is a gametophytic photosynthesis independent, but sporophyte is a multicellular and also unicellular. But here, here means algae. Sporophytic is unicellular, non-photosynthetic, independent. Now I am saying the characters of sporophyte in algae. Sporophyte in algae is unicellular, that is zygote. Non-photosynthetic, yes, dependent on gametophyte. Now come to the bryophyte. It is also having 2 phases, gametophyte and sporophyte. Yes, in bryophyte, sporophyte is unicellular and multicellular. That means the zygote is not immediately divided in meiosis. That means the zygote is undergoes mitosis and form a multicellular diploid, that is called as sporophyte. But sporophyte may be multicellular, but it is dependent on the gametophyte. Now, right, economical importance. Right. The masses of bryophytes act as a food for herbaceous mammals and birds. The sphagnum is the one species of bryophyte which belongs to the masses, which gives a chemical is called as peat. The peat is act as a fuel. The next one. What it is? Liverworts. Yes. Mercantia is the best example for liverworts. Right. Dorsolaterally, ventrodorsally somewhat is a compressor, which appears like liver. Hence it is called as liverworts. It is a monoecious. The asexual reproduction is called as gemma or gemma caps. Right. Now, sporophyte of liverworts is a differentiation of fruit, seed and capsule. The next one, masses. The masses life cycle, the gametophyte of mass containing some stages: protonema, primary protonema, secondary protonema, leaf stage. This is the three stages of gametophyte. The sporophyte is more elaborated in masses than the gametophyte. Right. The Funaria, Polytrichum, Sphagnum. This is the examples of masses. Mercantia is example for liverworts. Now, according to alternation of generation, it is haplodiploidic life cycle. Algae is aplontic life cycle. Right. Now come to the pterophytes. Pterophytes. What is the water conducting tissue in plants? Water conducting tissue, xylem. Food conducting tissue, phloem. These both are called as vascular. How many divisions in plant kingdom? 5 divisions. Name 5 divisions in order. Algae, bryophyte, pterophyte, gymnosperm, angiosperm. Who is first vascular plants? Pterophytes. This means these both are non-vascular plants. Non-vascular. This is vascular. The presence of xylem and phloem is nothing vascular. Right. Now, see, it is another most important in pterophytes. Right. According to alternation of generation, the pterophytes is also having gametophyte, sporophyte. But here the pterophytes show some special features. Right. In pterophytes, both gametophyte and sporophytes independent, photosynthetic. Independent and photosynthetic. In algae, gametophyte is a main plant body, photosynthetic, independent. But sporophyte is dependent on gametophyte. Now, bryophyte, it is also having gametophyte and sporophyte. Gametophyte is the main plant body, independent, photosynthetic. But here, the both are independent. Main plant body is a sporophyte. Main plant body is a sporophyte. The gametophyte, see, these pterophytes, availability of plants of pterophytes, availability are where the plants of pterophytes is present on entire globe. It is not possible. The distribution of pterophytes is restricted in some geographical area. Like you take the gymnosperms and angiosperms, this is the worldwide area. Our surrounding area, the most of the plants in our surrounding area is angiosperm. There is no single plant which belongs to the pterophyte in our surroundings. Why? Now, what is this? Gametophyte of pteridophyte. Gametophyte of pteridophyte require cool, damp, shady places. This is the three combinations. Cool, the temperature is very less. Damp, moist, shady. Light is not available. This is the three combinations for the survival of gametophyte. So, the gametophyte of pteridophyte, survival of gametophyte of pteridophytes require these three. Where these three combinations is there, gametophyte is there. Hence, this are available in restricted area, not entire globe. This is the one of the reason. Now, heterospores and homospores. Now, right. In second year syllabus, flowering plants, you know microspore and megaspore. The microspore belongs to the male reproductive system, male gamete. The microspore is responsible to the pollen grain from the male gamete. Megaspore, which is responsible to embryo sac. The embryo sac is responsible to the egg. That means micro and megaspores is the common in gymnosperms and angiosperms. Hence, gymnosperms and angiosperms are heterospores. Pteridophytes, mostly homosporous, and there is no differentiation. Right? It is as micro, it is not as mega. There is no differentiation between micro and mega. We cannot say which is micro and which is mega. Such condition is called as homospores. This condition is common in heterospores, but exceptionally, right? Heterosporous pteridophytes is Selaginella and Salvia. The remaining plants in pteridophytes all are those exception. Give the two example heterosporous pteridophytes, Selaginella, Salvia. Now, most important character, see, right? Which division we are discussing? Pteridophyte. What is the next division? Gymnosperm. Gymnosperms are seeded plants. Angiosperm seeded with fruit. Right. That means in coming, we are discussing pteridophyte. In coming division, gymnosperm form the seed. Right. These are the precursors. Pteridophytes to form the seed habit in gymnosperm. This is never seed plants. Pteridophytes is non-seeded plant. But in the life cycle, when you study the life cycle of pteridophytes, you can imagine, right, these are the ancestors for the gymnosperms. Gymnosperm means seed. Now, that means the seed formation which takes place in gymnosperm, the character, the symptoms we can see in the life cycle of it. What is the precursor? How can you say? Now, right, seed habit. Embryo formation, which takes place in female gamete permanently. That is the event. Once again, embryo formation in which pteridophytes embryo formation, where in female gametophyte. This is the event which leads seed formation in pteridophytes. Hence, these are the precursor to whom gymnosperm. In which character? Seed formation. Now it is again four classes: Silopsida, Lycopsida, Siphonopsida, Pteropsida. Silopsida, Silota, Lycopsida, Salacinella, Lycopodium, Siphonopsida, Equisitum, Pteropsida, Ediatum. This is about the characters and classification of pterophytes. Now come to the gymnosperms. These are the seeded plants. These are the seeded plants. Angiosperms, you are known. Thank you.